Okay, welcome back to another episode of the Ambitious Journey podcast. I am Daharan.
And I am Drake. Welcome back for another episode.
Yes, we got another one. Um, dude, just today in general has been, it just seems like such a long day. And like we're only in the middle of the day, but I just feel like I'm just doing like so many things. So I'm glad I got a moment to just sit down, chat it up, do a pod. It feels good.
I bet it does. You know, that feeling of just like anxiety and busyness and all those kind of things. I imagine
Yeah.
that's what Apple Music users feel like during this time of the year.
Bro, they get nothing. Yeah, let's go ahead. Let's hop right into that.
It's that time of year. Everyone that knows anything about music knows you use Spotify, and Spotify does this for its faithful listeners every year. They do Spotify Wrapped, shows you who your top artists were, top songs of the year. This year they did it a little different. They even showed like a new artist you discovered and how many genres you listened to. They did a lot of stuff this year. So
exactly, yeah. Dude, I think so. On mine, I listened to 241 like new artists. I had even brought back like some songs from like the early 2000s. They were like some of my top songs. I will say though, I think they got it wrong as far as like my top songs, like how they were, because I feel like all right, there was all of them were pretty much right except for like one, and I think it should have been. So I listened to like it was Morgan Wallen, Tennessee, Talking Tennessee. Dude, I listened to that song. I'm not kidding. It had to be on repeat for like 3 weeks straight, and I was like, "How is this song not in here?" Like, it was. Some of those other songs I haven't. I mean, I've listened to them, but not as recently. Like, I was just playing that song the other day, and I was like, "How did I not make it?" But overall, I think Mom was right. Um, I think. Do you remember like your categories and stuff? What it said for you?
I mean, most of mine were like rap, hip, like pop. I want to say like there's a couple different like ways of saying rap and pop. I don't really know.
Right. Yeah.
They came up with some weird ones, and then I had some like I think EDM was like number 5, just because like sometimes like I have that on my workout playlist, and that's most of the
See,
time when I use my Spotify. So
my top one was rap. Then my second one was contemporary country. Third was pop, and then it was like trap rap, and then it was like New York rap was my fifth. And I was like, but okay, I listened to a whole like, all right, I still don't know how this guy isn't in my top artist. Jacob Banks is probably my favorite artist ever. Like, arguably, I would have to actually sit down and go through it.
yeah,
But he's right there. Like I look for his music. And so he's 2 years in a row now. After I've played him for forever. Last year, I think they mentioned him in like number 5. This year, nothing. Like they didn't even put him like in my top artists. They didn't put any of his songs in my stuff. So that's another one. I'm like, I mean, I don't know if this is right, because like, dude, I turn on Jacob Banks just when I'm like just doing stuff. So I'm like, and I don't know if he falls under like that. What is that, like the neo blues or not? I'm not sure. He may be in that pop category. But like I listen to like a lot of soul music. I listen to a lot of funk. Like I listen to those a lot. And I have like times where there's like a big kick that I go through of doing it, but just consistently too though. Like I'll just have it play. I have playlists saved for that. So I don't know. I think it's skewed over there, Spotify. I think.
yeah. Mine was a little interesting. I did check the playlist they make for you of like your top like 100 songs or whatever. And so for me, like that was pretty accurate, because like I was like, yeah, these are all songs I listen to on repeat.
Yeah.
But it's like,
I think just about everybody, like, or most of my friends that I've seen like on Instagram, I think just about everybody had a little baby in theirs.
so I was gonna say, I think literally every single person that did this has Drake in theirs, because
Oh
like,
yeah, Drake,
bro,
Lil Baby, Luke Combs.
yeah,
Everybody I've seen, like
yep.
those three, by far I've seen like in there.
Dude, so like, I thought I was gonna say, it's like I'll see people. It's like 4 country artists and Drake, or it's like 4 like indie artists, Drake, and
Exactly. Yeah,
it's
yeah.
just like
It's
throw like
everywhere, dude.
I saw somebody had like Jimmy Buffett, Kenny Chesney, they had like Jason Aldean, Drake, and
Yeah.
I was like, bro, he's in everyone's list. I
Yeah,
swear.
he is. He is, dude. Multicultural, multi boundaries. I don't know how dude, he's everywhere.
Dude, this is 4 years in a row. He's been my number 1 artist.
Oh, he's been your number one.
4 years in a row.
See, I think Lil Baby has been mine two years in a row, 2 or 3, somewhere in there. Like ever since he came out with that harder mixtape, I've been hooked. I've been all about it, bro.
Yeah,
Dude,
Lil Baby was 4th on mine, so I
well, see,
definitely understand.
it's just something about him, bro. I just like it. I I'm also he leads me to a lot of like up and coming people too. Like a lot of these people, I don't really listen to their playlists all the time. I click on their radio, and I just let that play. But I found like new people. Like, did you see how many? Well, I told you how many new artists, but like I listened to like a couple like brand new songs like before they were like even big. It told me that on there,
Yeah,
and I
same.
was like, oh dang! I was like, yeah, that's kind of dope.
Yeah, there's a song. Dang, of course the name's gonna slip my mind as soon as I want to say it, but it's off of it's Meek Mill's featured on Shy Glizzy's new album. It's called Feel the
Hmm.
Vibe. Song slaps. So
Yeah,
and
Meek
that was
Mill on Shy Glizzies.
yeah. Shy Glizzy released a new album a few weeks back. I guess maybe like 6 weeks ago, maybe.
Yeah.
And that song, they both just eat. So
I need to check it out. I hadn't even heard it. Dude, I I listened to some Meek Mill, but like not a lot though.
no,
Like
I
it's
so
not a crazy amount.
I can only do like Meek Mill features because like
Okay, see, I was gonna say something like that. I'm definitely more of like him featuring, and unless what was that one album like right when he got out of jail? I think there's like 4 or 5 songs in there that I still like play today.
yeah.
But like outside of that, like before that and after that, I'm definitely more of like if I get him featured on something, oh yeah, I'm in.
Yeah, I'm the same
But
way. I feel like he's just screaming too much on his normal stuff, and I can't be getting yelled at all the time.
yeah. Hold on, wait a minute. No, no, no.
So,
Like, bro,
all
relax.
yeah.
Relax.
Like,
Uh
what was your top song of the year?
um Luke Combs, what you see is what you get.
Okay, mine was
Yeah.
What's Poppin', Jack Harlow.
Yeah, that's fitting. That's fitting.
Yeah.
Honestly, when I first heard that song, you were who I thought of. I don't know why, but that's exactly I thought of you as soon as I was like, Drake.
Bro, that song was so hard. Yeah,
Oh,
like,
it is. That's all. And what that Tyler Hero?
yeah.
Like,
So
okay,
he said he's releasing an album. Technically debut album is what he called it, but it's on December 11th. So he announced that on Instagram.
dude, I'm looking forward to it because that kind of get me set up there. I think so. I don't think that Tyler Hero song or Hero, however you said, gets enough recognition. Even though I mean it has tons of plays. Like I like that song almost better than the What's Poppin' song.
Yeah.
But
I listen to a lot of Jack Harlow, like his old stuff, like that's on Spotify. Man, you can just hit shuffle and he has bars, and it's just like like you don't look like you should have bars. Like wow, where is this coming from?
Not at all. Not at all. Dude, did you look at like? Did we talk about the Grammy nominations and stuff?
Yeah.
Okay, and what we said how Lil Baby didn't get anything. Dude, that's still, and that's what's also crazy to me too. Not really going down the Grammys thing so much, but just the fact that like so many people that I know had him like in their stuff, and it's like just thinking about all the music he put out over this year, and like for him to not get mentioned, like, dang, that's crazy, bro. Like, no nomination. That's
absolutely.
I don't know, but
our Apple Music people will just feel left out for another year.
Yeah, sucks to
know
suck.
what we're talking about? Just hop on Spotify. It's another experience, we promise.
Exactly. And also I wish Apple would stop making us pay for freaking Apple Music, even since I don't use it.
No.
But just because it's on the phone. That's so stupid to me.
Yeah, they used to include those free songs on your iPod with like U2 and all that.
Oh my, bro! Oh, dude! Oh, you just started something in me, bro. Oh my god, I could go literally the rest of my life never hearing U2 anybody from that group utter another word. Like, oh my god, dude! I probably would have liked them somewhat if I would have never had to hear them. Like, you know how you plug them up into an aux cord, like without you being on Spotify first, or
Mhm.
without having music playing, you plug that in, it just pops up. I used to like just connect to my car, and out of nowhere, here comes U2, and I'm like, I didn't pick this. I don't like them. Like, genuinely, I hate them now.
No, I definitely remember that, but I agree. There's no reason that Apple Music should not be free if you have an iPhone.
Yeah, you're paying $1,000 for a phone, and you can't even get free music on it.
And then
Or
you pay what, like $120 a year for Apple
for
Music.
music you don't listen to,
Yeah,
or just on that platform.
yeah.
It's you literally use a whole nother app, and it's just dumb. Oh, we should mention too. Well, yes, I think we should. A couple of people sent me that we were on their top podcast. Though we got a late start in the year, we still are on some list. That's kind of dope.
Yeah, facts. We definitely appreciate everyone that's listening, and
Yes,
if we made
thank
that
you
list,
guys. Thank you.
that's huge. So let's
Yeah,
do it. Let's go for the two, Pete. Let's do it again next year. So,
yeah. All right, so we're going to switch it up a little bit and get into a little bit of sports. So we got the NBA. Well, we wanted to talk about the NBA Christmas games. So how you feeling on those? I'm gonna
man,
pull those up here too.
I'm just excited because I know as previous episodes we talked about, we didn't really know what was going to happen. We discussed early, like before we knew the schedule. Is it going to be January schedule? What is that going to look like? And then they
Mm-hmm.
finally said December 22nd, we're here. And then they
Right.
they came out on I guess on Tuesday and said, here's your 5 games for Christmas. And I was like, all right, bet. So I think they're all pretty good. Pelicans Heat, that should be a pretty good game.
Oh
Um,
yeah. Oh yeah.
I think that's a great matchup. Warriors Bucks, I think it'll still be good.
Mm-hmm.
I saw the Bucks are like a 7-point favorite or something like that, like early. Obviously, a lot can change between now and then, but
Right. Right. Right.
I think that's about right. I think the Bucks, win by a couple possessions, but who knows what if Curry just comes out and starts dropping 40 a game, then I think the Warriors will be okay. But
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
and then you got Nets Celtics right after. That's gonna be a good matchup. Seeing what this young young Celtics team versus this star Brooklyn team. What's that
Mm-hmm.
look like? Mavs and Lakers. Every game the Mavs and Lakers played last season, phenomenal.
Mm-hmm.
So I mean, let's do it again. And then on
Exactly.
Christmas, Luca, LeBron, Christmas. I like it.
And surprisingly, Luca might be in a Lakers jersey by then, maybe.
If I don't think Mark Cuban gives up Luca.
You
I
don't
don't
think?
I don't think so. And then but then in the night with Clippers and Nuggets, that's another
Mm-hmm.
good matchup. So that's
Oh
a
yeah.
that's a playoff
Well,
match. So
kind of going back a little bit as I'm looking here. So the one that probably excites me the most on this list is the Pelicans Heat for me, because you're talking about a bunch of young, exciting guys that are about to ball out. Both those teams have, I would say, the new face of the NBA. Like, both of those teams, combined, if you look over those players, like those are going to be our next stars that we're talking about 15 years from now. So I'm that's probably the one I'm going to watch, I guess, the closest. Um, After that, kind of like you said, the Lakers and the Mavericks. Like, that would probably be my second most exciting one, just because kind of what we said, how good Luka is, and the Mavs, they know how to put together a good team. And then I think too, this also kind of set the tone for the Lakers. It's probably going to be, because this is the first like, these are the first games of the season, or will
so
they be playing like that week ahead, the
so the
22nd?
so the only opportunity they'd have to play would either be if they played on the 23rd, or sorry, they played anywhere between the 22nd and the 24th.
Right.
But usually I think Christmas Eve is kind of there's kind of no games on Christmas Eve.
Yeah.
So I mean,
Um
so you're gonna have to everyone's at least not gonna be coming off a back to back, which is nice. But I mean, some teams might get 2 games in, the 22nd, 23rd. Some just might have one, and who knows what they do. I don't think that would be anybody's first game. At least I wouldn't hope. So
Yeah. Well,
everyone should at least have one game under their belt.
Right. Because here's one thing: I don't think in that Lakers Mavericks game we see a lot of LeBron. Is that was going to be my point there? Because I mean they just got done, as we talked about, with the finals. So I doubt if we see him, it may be for like a quarter, just to kind of say he did something. Other than that, though, I'm really not excited about that Bucks Warriors game. Like, not even a little bit, honestly. Like that or the Clippers Nuggets. Like, I mean, we already saw that story play out. I mean, I can understand the hype in behind it, but I doubt most of the Nuggets players. They may be there, but they might be doing kind of the same thing that the Lakers will be doing, which is kind of maybe a quarter, maybe two, just kind of working some team chemistry, but like kind of go from there. Clippers, they need to figure it out. It's that doesn't really excite me. And I mean the Nets and Celtics. I think it'll be an entertaining game in the sense of not really that exciting, but it'll just be interesting to see. Like, okay, like you said, it's now the Nets are so star-studded with the potential of more stars coming, and the Celtics are kind of getting their new, I guess, look and their new team. By subtracting a few pieces. So I just feel like, I mean, it'll be entertaining, good basketball, but it's not going to be one of those ones that I'm like, yeah, like I want to watch. Like,
yeah,
Pelicans, Heat, Mavericks, Lakers. Those are my two for me.
Yeah, and speaking of Lakers, LeBron did just sign a 2-year extension. I know we've talked about when's LeBron going to stop playing, but I got my bold prediction. My bold prediction of the day is LeBron and Bronny will be on the same team, but it will not be the Lakers.
Oh, why not the Lakers?
So LeBron signed a 2-year extension that expires the same year that Bronny graduates. So I think
graduates high school.
High school, yes. The league is obviously, we don't know if they're going to change that rule to where they can go straight into the league or not again.
Right. Well, no, they're making too much money off of G League to do that right now.
True. But so either way, I think LeBron plays his cards right. Obviously, Bronny's going to be a lottery pick.
Yeah.
So
dude, did you see that picture of him the other day?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, bro.
But this was the best thing I heard. Somebody, I don't remember who said it, but somebody said like LeBron at 16 was eating like rolled up bread and like oodles and noodles, and then like Bronny's over here going with a 5-star chef. So like,
facts. I mean,
that's the
he's
big
getting
difference.
The best. He has an in-house chef.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, he's getting introduced to the best nutrition, the best workout plans, getting the greatest night's sleep in one of the greatest houses ever built. Like, I mean, all he can do, and he gets to hoop all day. Like, bro, I mean, I know this is weird. I don't even know the science behind it. I don't know anybody that knows the science behind it. But it's always strange how basketball players always end up growing like taller. People that play a lot of basketball. I don't know why. Bro, I'll give you a prime example. Me and my brother. I don't know if this is real or not, but I'm just giving you like examples. I grew up playing basketball and stuff all the time. He didn't really. He did track, soccer, other stuff like that, but none of that. I ended up being 4, almost 5 inches taller than him. But like all my friends are the same way. All my friends that just played that didn't play basketball, all of us that did play basketball like grew taller than them. Now, granted, I'm not huge. I'm not, freaking 6'8.5", 6'9", but like I really do think basketball just it makes you taller. So then like you look at this dude, he's got the best everything. Plus he's just hooping.
Mm-hmm.
Like
literally,
it's bro. He because people don't know for sure. Like they never confirmed what his height was, but just on the picture, it looks like he's 6'5". Like that's what I was watching, like little Sports Center thing. They believe. I think Shannon Sharp said he was like, I'm probably getting him like 6'2", 6'3", and then other people were like, no, that looks more like 6'5". And bro, just imagine 16, 6'5". That's like his daddy. That is his daddy.
You couldn't have told me nothing at 16 if I was 6'5", bro.
He's taller than his teachers, and on top of that, bro, he's kind of stout. Like he's not like some string being 6'5", like Anthony Davis. Like he's got some size, nothing crazy.
That's
but
how LeBron was. That's why I mentioned
exactly.
that comparison of like what they grew up like. At 16, LeBron was, yes, he was tall as heck, but at the same time, like, man, he wasn't getting that nutrition. He wasn't getting all those kind of
Mm,
things, man. And
bro.
Bronny's got it.
Like I I'm excited to see him. I do want to see at least like just 1 year of them playing together. And LeBron has said before that Bronny tries to play his game like Russell Westbrook. And I'm just like, just imagine that, bro. 4 inches taller Russell Westbrook.
Mm.
That's scary. Like, I mean, I don't
With
know if he said his,
LeBron traits,
huh?
with LeBron traits as well.
Exactly. Like,
That's
dude, that is.
yeah.
And I'm excited for that. I'm ready to see that. Dang, there was something else in sports. What did we say? We were just talking about basketball.
Hey, I'm talking about LeVar Ball being the best basketball guy of all
Yes,
time.
man, that's what it was. Yes, dude. So, well, tell the people. Tell the people.
So LiAngelo, the middle son here, we've talked about him. You know, what happens? Is he going to get a chance? Is he going to get an opportunity? And it finally came. He signed a 1-year non-guaranteed deal with the Pistons. So I mean, he's got to produce to be able to get that money. But I mean, he has a chance. LeVar
Exactly.
LeVar got all three sons in the league.
In the league, bro. Like,
Jordan didn't do that.
no, And who? I mean, we also gotta commend another father to what is it? What's his name? Del Curry. Because
Dell,
both his sons,
yeah,
Dell, yeah. They both play in the league too, and I
two.
think,
That's two.
yeah, I don't think he has any more though.
Uh,
Yeah, okay, so just two. I mean, that's still commendable, but yeah, but three of them though. Really, I think Jello would have went his first go around
mm-hmm,
if he wouldn't have did that stuff with China.
mm-hmm.
Like I really do think so, bro. I think that became his biggest little hiccup right there. And I think we already kind of went over through that. It was just the NBA had to play a little bit of cleanup. They were like, hey, yo, you got to chill a few years because you stealing from them now coming into our business can ruin our business relationship with China, which we all know is very heavy. So I think LeVar, shout out to him, bro. Not if Jello blows this, he cannot blame his daddy.
Nope.
He can't blame.
It's on him at this point. And the Pistons are smart. The Pistons didn't guarantee any money, any of that. So, like, he's got to go in there. He's got to work.
Yeah, and just ball. He
Mm-hmm.
did his thing. From what I heard, I didn't look at any of these numbers, so I'm kind of just going off of what I've heard. That he was decent in the G League. He was in the Oklahoma City G League. So, and they said decent, and I guess enough. The Pistons saw enough to say, all right, yeah. At least he got better than a 10-day contract. They could have just gave him a 10-day and be like, let's see. But they actually, something like a year that gives a guy, I feel like, a little bit more security. It as far as like on the court, kind of reduces a little bit of anxiety and gives him kind of like, hey, play a little bit. Like you got some time to show what you got. You don't have, you don't got to put it together in 3 days. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So
those 10-day contracts are wild to me. It's like,
yeah,
you got 10 days to be the best you can be.
10 days. Here you go. Well, the fact it's crazy to me that it's in basketball because it's like it's a numbers game. But what if in those 10 days you don't get a lot of touches or you don't really get any minutes? Then it's like they're gonna say, "Well, you didn't contribute." Well, yeah, you didn't give me a chance to.
Yeah, I can't sub myself in.
Yeah, like so I think those are really weird for basketball. I could see them for football. And I could see them even for baseball. Baseball, actually, I mean, well, I don't know about affiliated ball. I think they do 45-day contracts. But I know like a lot of indie ball and minor league ball, which is in association with affiliated ball. But they do stuff like that. They'll bring you in one game and cut you. So it's not even 10 days. It's just kind of like a in and out. So, yeah.
Going to do things a little different this time. We've talked about having some guests on, and today's that day. So we're going to hop over with Erick Gaylord, and we're going to hop in there and give you guys some new content. Young entrepreneur from Atlanta joining us today. So we'll hop over to that. We do appreciate you guys listening. Any questions you guys have for us or for Erick after this podcast, hit us up, send us an email, let us know, so that way we can get that information translate it over to him, and
they can also comment on the YouTube anything that you want to say on there to him too. So that'd be great.
Absolutely. Let's hop into it. And as mentioned, we do have our first guest on the Ambitious Journey podcast today. I'm very excited to welcome in Erick Gaylord, creator of Steez Fiendz. Erick, thanks for joining the podcast.
What's up, bro?
What's up? What's going on? Appreciate y'all having me.
Yeah. Oh yeah. This is something that I really wanted to do. I think I texted you like a while back about it, and then we finally got the time to actually like sit down and do it. So yeah. To kind of give you guys that are listening some backstory on me and Erick. So we were both pursuing a baseball dream, but I guess in two different paths. So Erick had already played professionally. Well, I don't want to take your shine. You can expound on that story. But we both started off playing professionally, and we actually lived together there for a little while. What was that, like 3 weeks, a month, something like that? And then and we traveled around a little bit. So yeah, thanks for coming on, bro. I appreciate it.
Hey, again, thanks for having me. But yeah, so met this dude, Daharan. We were down in Florida.
Yeah.
Going to play baseball. Continuing the dream to play in the big leagues one day. So from there, shit.
Dude, we stayed in this junky, trashy house. This was our trip out to California.
Yeah, out in Cali, man. For starters, we got introduced to that in like the craziest way. The place we were staying was definitely like nothing short of like basically the trap.
Yeah, bro.
I mean, like
aluminum foil on the windows.
It was definitely like, oh shit, like this is not what it looked like in the pictures.
Yeah, I just need to know. I need to know, like, what does aluminum foil on the windows do for anything?
I don't know.
That was my first question the first day I got in there. I said, why is that? And I still don't get it. Still don't.
I mean, maybe it was, luckily it was hot, because if it was cold, that would have been definitely terrible. That would have been super shitty to be in that shit with damn aluminum foil over the window. But overall, the experience, it was definitely something. There was something to take away from it. I mean,
oh yeah. I learned more about myself on that trip. Just how to quickly make myself more comfortable. Dude, so how many was it? It was 2, 4, 6, 7, almost 8 of us in this one house. It was a living room that had 4 beds in it and a couch, and a guy slept on the floor. And then there was a bedroom. There was 1 bathroom, 1 shower, 1 toilet. 8 people, 8 bodies, bro. Like, it was. And on top of that, we were with some very interesting people. Like, there were some cool people in there, but there were some interesting guys too. Like, it was just kind of like, yeah. I'm like, yo, who are you? Like, what are you right now? And also, I don't know if this threw you off about that house either, Erick. Okay, in this place, we were staying in Concord, California, which is supposed to just be like an overall decent place, like not super good, not super bad, just decent, just a place. But then we stayed in the one house that like stuck out like a sore thumb of everything. It was the weirdest thing.
Yeah, there were some pretty decent houses around, and then ours.
Yeah, like cracked sidewalk. It was just I don't even know. And the guy we stayed with, I don't even know how he found it. Like, he was way off somewhere else. Oh, that I do remember. He was from North California. That's what it was. So he just knew.
I mean, it served its purpose for a few weeks. You know what I mean?
It did.
That transitional period, you know what I mean? It served its purpose. It definitely made you, again, remember, it makes you remember your why. Like, why are you even out here? Which is, like, important for everyone in life. It's like, what's your why?
And, that was that kind of started some questions I'm going to ask you here in a moment as to, like, me reassessing life, because I knew on that trip, I was like, okay, if this doesn't work right here, then I don't know where I don't know where I go in baseball. Like, I don't know how this turns out for me. And then what's my next step? Like, I got these plans in my head, like this backup plan, but I don't really know, like, what do I do? Because I didn't want to give up on myself and my dream, but at the same time, I didn't want to, like, be that guy that's like, no, man, I'm still out here grinding, every day, putting in the work. So.
Yeah, I mean, there's definitely that time where you got to make a decision,
Yeah.
of which way you're going to go. But it's also like not a far off thing when that time comes. It's like we always see it in the distance as athletes, you know what I mean? And then bam, it's here. There's not like welcome into it or easy into it. It's just kind of like you look up one day and it's like, all right, or like a short time frame. And you're like, all right, well, I got to make a decision here of like what's going to happen or like what I'm going to do. You know what I mean? Whether you are like still a little bit younger or older, grinding it out, still, daily getting after it, chasing the dream, But there just definitely comes a time where you got to make that decision to stay or go.
So, bro, I kind of, text you because I just had a couple of questions. I wanted you to kind of give some insight as far as being an entrepreneur and but also from an aspect of also being a former athlete too. So I kind of know how hard it was for me mentally to kind of adjust from playing all the time and like I guess pursuing my dreams of baseball to like coming to the realization that hey, I won't be playing baseball anymore. Like, how did you transition from that and put that into Steez Fiendz or put that into everyday life, I should say?
I mean, that's a good question, a good topic. One of those things I think should definitely be talked about a lot more. One of the things that helped me transition, from being an athlete into like everyday life, especially, in baseball, is just that there's more important things in life than sports in baseball. A lot of us athletes or former athletes, that's all we know. Our whole lives are, going to baseball tournaments, basketball tournaments, football workouts, scouting events, whatever, that is. And, that's all you know. You live that day in, day out, breathe, eat, sleep, sports, being an athlete. And then there comes a day, there's going to always be a day, whether you're an amateur or, a Hall of Famer, that you can't play forever.
Right.
And just, one of the main things, like I said a few seconds ago, was just about, realizing that there's just more important things in life than being an athlete.
Yeah.
So that was one of the main things that like helped me transition. Definitely wasn't easy, but that was one of the main things.
It's when you're making that transition though, what gave you the idea of being an entrepreneur and going that route as opposed to more of a like traditional route, or obviously you realized that you can't ball forever, but
right.
what was kind of that transition look that helped you go this route?
Well, really, I always knew that the traditional route wasn't for me. It's not for me. To me, this is the traditional route of grinding my way, to get where I want to be. Like, that's my traditional route. And to me, it was like going into like a controlled setting like that, or like, I guess the traditional route. I just didn't really feel like I had as much control of my destiny as I do now. And at this point, being an entrepreneur, the destiny is in my hands, which I prefer that, rather than, sitting somewhere and, they could let you go or whatever the case may be, or limit you, in whatever way. But I just like the freedom of the entrepreneurship and, the ability to control my time.
Dude, something I kind of noticed that too, like with like a lot of athletes too, that decide to take like the more like the 9 to 5 route. Do they start to feel like constricted, and they feel like they start to lose like themselves a little bit, and like so that's really cool that you kind of like touched on that a little bit. Because I feel like with you having your brand, it kind of gives you a way to like not only grind in business, but also to like express yourself in a way. Like, would you say that would be kind of true?
Oh, most definitely. Especially on the field, it's like kind of where it started. I mean, ever since birth, like I really been like into clothes. I don't know why, but I just
Yeah.
always been into fashion and like, you know, being fresh or whatever. And even on the baseball field, like that's just how it was, like swagged up wristbands, tape, sometimes eye black if that was necessary, you know, for me or whatever.
Right.
But then even off the field. So that was just one of the things. And that's been one of the outlets, I guess you can say, that's helped also transition from being an athlete into the real world.
Yeah,
Is having a business, because at that point you have to, you know, wake up early, stay up
mm-hmm.
late. If you don't set goals and take steps to accomplish them, you're not going to get anywhere, and that's not, you know, obviously ideal. You want to make moves, you
Right.
want to, you know, move your stuff along as a business owner, entrepreneur, whatever that is. So that's what's helped me. That's been really important. And especially, you know, like I said, the business has been a major outlet for that.
Yeah. So, if you will, kind of give like some backstory on like your brand and like how you decided, like you're like, okay, I'm in this. Like this is me. I'm doing this now.
Well, for starters, my partner, we both met playing baseball. And on the field, we were, you know, both swagged up. And then we kind of just started linking up outside of baseball, and we were, you know, the same situation. And then after college, we were just like, we got done playing college baseball, and we were like, you know, what's next? At this point, you know, right after our senior season of college, we were pretty much counting baseball out. You know,
Yeah.
and we're like, it's time to strap it up and get out here in the real world and see what's going on and make something happen. So, I mean, we started off selling, like buying all the Jordans, Supreme, and other, you know, brands like that and stuff, and reselling. So we started off as resellers, which is like what gave us money to actually, like, you know, start the company.
Yeah.
So with that, we just kind of were like, all right, let's instead of selling other people's stuff, let's create our own. I mean, that just would be a lot better. And then that way, you know, one day we'll have something to leave for our family. So like that was, you know, what started it, what motivated it, and, you know, the backstory of where we are today.
Yeah. Will you explain the name? Because I know you kind of told me, and you were one of the first people I actually first heard explain it. Like I had kind of heard it like in some music and stuff, but I never really knew what it meant until you said it. And I was like, dang, okay, that's kind of dope.
Yeah. So for one, the brand is called Steez Fiendz. The full name of it, Steez the Fiendz University. We came up with that, which is like an idealistic place that you can go and be yourself. Whatever it is that, you know, you want to be, an artist, a photographer, a business owner, a podcast, you know, crew, or whatever it is that you want to be, like, that's like the place you go and like work on doing that, like ideally. So that's like what the whole brand is. But Steez Fiendz is what a lot of people, you know, refer to us as. And Steez, for one, we didn't come up with it, but it's just, you know, means style with ease. You might hear it like on the West Coast a lot. At least that's like where I heard it come from. People say like Steez or Steezy. So that's kind of what Steez means. And then Fiends, most of the time people hear it and like it doesn't, they think of like a junkie or like a dope fiend.
Right.
But really we took that. We took that and made it into something positive. So a fiend is somebody who's highly passionate about something. So altogether, a Steez Fiend is somebody who's highly passionate about what they do, whether that is an athlete, you're a business owner and you want to take your business to the top, or even if you are working a 9-to-5 and that's what you like to do, that's what you prefer to do, and you're passionate about it, that's what a Steez Fiend represents.
Okay. No, I am so impressed with y'all's brand as a whole. Just because I've kind of said this to you, but I always like look on your story and I always see like, do you like your marketing stuff? You're putting y'all out there, but like in good looks though, not just, you know, like sloppy stuff. And I mean, I've seen y'all with like big time people too wearing your stuff. And so like, how did you go about, I guess, how did you react first when you saw like, versus like, what was it? Jason Hayward,
Oh
and
yeah.
like Trippie Redd. No, I think those are the two people I saw wearing it. Like, what was like your initial thought, I guess, when you saw them? Like, dang, that's my brand.
I mean, well, my honest reaction there really was just like, that's cool and all, but like, we want more. Like that's not enough. You know what I mean? Like to me, in our eyes, it's just like, all right, that's cool and all, but like, we got some more. Like we want
Right.
more.
Like, so
Like
they're
you know
like,
what I mean? It's not
uh huh.
enough. Like that was my honest. That's my honest,
Yeah.
reaction. That's how I feel about it. It's cool, but again, like
So you didn't really, yeah, you didn't let it like just get to
want
your head.
more.
You were like, all right, this is a big moment, but there's more to this that's coming.
Oh, definitely. It's just like, I mean, it's cool, but I mean, maybe it sounds like I'm downplaying it or whatever.
No, bro. I
No,
mean,
no,
You
that's
know,
that, that's
no,
that's the
I
true
mean,
entrepreneur
yeah,
mindset to have, though. Like
exactly. Yeah.
you gotta
I think
always
that's
want
dope.
more.
yeah, I mean, that's just my honest opinion about it. We want more. It's cool, but like, what's next? We want more.
Yeah. So how long have you guys like kind of been a brand?
For 8 years. So we started in 2012.
Okay. Yeah. Dang. Bro. I mean, so y'all are kind of past that like the little threshold. People say, was it like 3 to 4 years? Like you kind of see like if a business can take off or not.
I guess you can say we're past that, initial phase with startups. That first, year 1 through year 3
Yeah.
is definitely tough, especially starting any business, because there's a lot of mistakes you're going to make. There's a lot to learn. You just really can't be prepared for it, and so you just dive in head first.
Yeah.
But I mean, that's pretty much it.
Yeah. All right. So be honest with me, bro. Did you ever have a moment to where you were like, I'm over it. I'm out. Like I can't do this. I'm gonna step away from it. I'm gonna find something else. Like I have had all I want with this. Have you ever had that moment?
I mean, there's definitely been a lot of challenging times for sure. Especially
Yeah.
being an entrepreneur, like people always think like, oh, like they see the glitz and glam of it or what, you know what I mean? They also like no one talks about the other side of it, where the struggle, the real
Hmm.
grind, like people don't talk about. That's what it is for real. And especially, being an entrepreneur, like, or having a business, like there's going to be challenges in the beginning. There's going to be challenges all the way through, regardless. So there's definitely been some times it's like, oh, I'm never going to drink again, but then you drink again. It's like, dang, man, like, but I never necessarily thought about like really throwing in the towel or like giving in on it or giving up on it.
Yeah.
That's just been my honest thing. It's definitely been challenging, been hard, but never really thought about like throwing the towel in.
And
Yeah.
speaking of challenges, obviously 2020 has been a challenge for a lot of people. How have you guys seen your business impacted, by COVID and just how things are going? Thinking obviously you guys are online based store. Have you guys? I know a lot of people have been on their phones a lot. Has that been successful for you guys, or what does the year look like for you?
Well, it's a good question too. So this year, actually, as far as like online sales, has been one of our best years to date. Normally, we do a lot better in the stores for whatever reason. Like we make sales online too, but our actual like brick and mortar, like we don't have our own shop, brick and mortar, but we're in a few boutiques around the city, and for whatever reason, until this year, we were doing like a lot better in the stores than our online. And then this year, online sales have been a lot better. Obviously, earlier in the year we had that time, but even still, through now, it's doing pretty good.
Yeah. So I'm looking through my notes here because there was a couple questions I wanted to
I mean,
ask you.
COVID's definitely, it's impacted us in ways too, as far as like production. Also, there was things like in the beginning of COVID that we planned to release that were on schedule, and then got pushed back times just because not everything's made here, and companies had to adjust. So we also had to make that adjustment, which I think was for the better in ways. So there's definitely also been the challenges as well, not just, having better sales and stuff like that online.
It almost seems like the name of the game when it comes to being like an entrepreneur, being able to make adjustments on the fly and keep rolling with the punches, and just almost kind of just keeping your head above water, like in a way.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, there definitely has been times like that for us, keeping your head above water, especially in the early years. Plenty of stories about, just different circumstances as far as like coming up with money real quick to get something that someone's already made for us. Like we're like, oh shoot, like we gotta pay for this today. Like we're around for like an hour. Like this isn't like year one, you know what I'm saying? Year two, like scrambling around to find like how can we come up with $700 in like an hour real quick to pay off this order that we got coming. I mean, definitely challenges those, and challenges today too. Like I said, with COVID, production things, working with different vendors can be challenging. Language barrier when you're talking to people, time difference. Overseas, they're 12 hours ahead. So at 6 in the morning or 3 in the morning, we got to be like conversating with them because then it's 3 p.m. over there. So just things like that. But like Daharan said, the adjustments, man, as being an entrepreneur is really key. And I think that's where being an athlete really comes into effect, because as an athlete, you have to learn how to make adjustments, especially in games, in live situations, which is pretty much the same as here. Like every day is a game in a business. There's no practice really. All the behind the scenes stuff, I guess you would call maybe that, but like as a whole, every day's a game. So you always got to be on the ball. You always got to be, ready to go.
So any advice you have for any up and coming entrepreneurs trying to start their own business, or even some that are in that early phase, that year 1 to year 3, trying to get it going? What advice would you have for them?
The number one thing is just go ahead and start it. There's never going to be like a perfect time. I know people get caught up in analysis paralysis where they're like overthink, until they just never do it because they're waiting on perfect circumstances and situations. Go ahead and jump head first so you can go ahead and get going, fail forward, that'll be the number one advice. The second advice is remember, your why. Like, why are you even doing this? That's going to be the thing that keeps you going through all the struggles, the overthinking, the challenges, all of that. Your why is going to be what keeps you going through that. And then the third thing, one more thing is just keep going and don't stop. I know that might sound a little cliche, but seriously, that's one of the things too. It doesn't matter how fast you're going, even if you're slowly going, like you're still moving. So progress is always good. So keep going, don't stop.
Dude, you speaking on that analysis paralysis, that is something I think a lot of people get caught up on. Dude, I started a YouTube, all right, but I bought a camera 3 or 4 years before I ever did a YouTube video, and I was just like almost same situation. I was like, okay, well, what would I talk about, or what would I do, or would I that over analyzing the whole situation. And then till finally one day I was like, all right, yeah, I'm doing it. So like, I think tons of people fall victim to that.
Oh, definitely.
And Erick, tell the people where they can get this Fire Steez Fiendz gear, where they can follow you on social media. Let them know.
All right, cool. So yeah, you can follow me on Instagram at Easy Gualas, and then you can follow Steez Fiendz at SteezFiendz, and then check out our website, which is steezfiendz.com. I'm sure we'll have a link or something somewhere for y'all to be able to follow and get to the website.
Absolutely. Any big things coming up for the holidays for you guys on with Steez Fiendz? You guys run any promos or anything?
Yeah, we got actually starting off on December 6th, which is today, actually. We started our promo for 12 Days of Christmas. So basically what we're going to do is have 12 different, or on the 12 days, have 12 different promos with different cool little things. Some of it's like you can get a mystery bag. So we got some dope backpacks on our website, and then you'll be able to get a mystery bag. We used to do mystery boxes, but you can get a mystery bag. also have like some other cool stuff on there. Like if you spend, you know, a certain amount, you'll get gift cards and things like that. So definitely check it out. The promo will be all over our website and Instagram, so it'll be easy to see.
So you heard the man. You new to Steez Fiendz. This is the time to hop on the 12 days of Christmas.
Oh yeah.
Oh, it is definitely.
Well, thanks, man, for coming on. We appreciate it. You know, I'll still be talking to you, but it means a lot. Thanks for the information you shared, the knowledge, and hopefully, you know, somebody grabs one of those nuggets that you dropped off, and it inspires them to get out here and pursue like we're pursuing. Be ambitious and go after what they want.
Hey, I'm just here to aspire to inspire, and hopefully everybody goes out and gets what they want in life.
Hey, and we can't thank you enough. For all the listeners, we do appreciate everyone, you know, liking, subscribing, sharing this podcast. You know, yes. Hopefully we'll have some more guests moving forward. If you know any more guests you guys want to have on the podcast so we can ask some questions, let us know. And if you got any questions for Erick, you know, comment on our YouTube. Send us a question so we can definitely get those to him. But we thank you guys, and till next time.